Hi everyone, before we get into the video, I just want to mention that I am participating in Art Fight this year. So this is my profile. If you guys want to do friendly fires or attacks, please feel free. I only have one defense right now, which is kind of sad. But I do have several attacks that I've done so far. These are my characters. Here, let me show you. These are the characters that I have lined up. Spoilers for the video at the bottom. But yeah, if you guys want to friendly fire or attack or follow, please do as you wish. So yeah, with that, let's get into the Hello everyone, welcome back to a new day, a new video, and I know it's been a whole month since my last video, but I've been pretty busy with Art Fight, like I said at the beginning, and just like other personal art stuff. But today we are going to be redesigning. This is actually the third video in this series. I'm going to be well, I say series, but it's really just like 3 videos. We're going to be redesigning another old Genshin OC, and I'm very excited for this one, and I absolutely love how she turned out. There are other old Genshin OCs that I absolutely want to redesign, and if you guys want videos on that, let me know. So yeah, let's get into the art, shall we? Okay, so before we get into like talking about like the character and her lore and all that stuff, I want to talk a little bit about the little creative process I went through with this character. So I technically made 3 designs, and the final design was a mashup of the previous 2. So the one that you see here is like a really quick like 1-minute speed paint of the first design that I did on my iPad, and then the second design is one that I did on in my sketchbook. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see what it looked like and all. And before I forget, here are some pictures of her old design as well. So this character, her name is Sonia, and she is from Snezhnaya. I don't exactly know what Snezhnayan clothes look like at the moment, because like Snezhnaya is gonna be like next year sometime, because we're getting Not Cry, and I know, and it's supposed to be based off of Russian fashion, I think, so yeah. But her name is Sonia, and as you can see, her old design is like kind of not that good. But I have been wanting to redesign her forever, so here we are. So as you saw in her old design, she had like these furs on, and I debated on whether I wanted to keep those because like Snezhnaya is cold and all that stuff, but I didn't like like, as you could see in the first design that I came up with, the speed paint, I didn't like the ideas of the fur, and I just kind of wanted to really change it up. And you know, back then I thought it was perfect, but then I look at it now and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? So I sat down and was like, what do I want her to look like? And I immediately thought like kind of not abyssal, but definitely like dark, a little gothic, you know, stuff like that. A little princess like she does wear a crown in her final design, so that's fun. So when it comes for finding inspiration for her design, first of all, I made a whole freaking Pinterest board. I did the same thing with Vienne back when I redesigned Vienne in a video that was about a year or so ago. I made a whole Pinterest board for Sonia, and I gathered not just like Genshin Impact like stuff, like Genshin Impact like concept art, maybe even some Honkai Impact 3rd, so like some other stuff like pictures of her hair and jewelry and roses and all of that stuff, just stuff that will fit her aesthetic, you know. And before I actually decided to change her vision. So in her old design she was Anemo, and I originally really wanted to keep the Anemo, but I was having a hard time kind of working it into like a color palette, like while I was, and you know, and I just like the Dendro fits her theme of roses and stuff like that much better, and it ended up working really well with the design too, because like the vision is green, she has green as like an accent in her design, so it worked out okay. Another really big inspiration that I took for her design was Skirk. I looked at a lot of Skirk's concept art. I'll put some pictures up of Skirk's concept art. It's what I the vibe that I got from that concept art was the vibe I wanted to put into her, kind of abyssal, kind of dark, a little gothic, kind of princess-like a little bit in some of the concept art. So yeah, Skirk's concept art was a big inspiration for her design. There are technically 2 more things I need to design for her. One being, so okay, spoiler alert, she's a Fatui Harbinger. So I'll explain her lore in a little bit, but you know how like all the Fatui Harbingers have like their cloaks, like the big fur cloaks that they wear, and like the Fatui trailer teaser thing and stuff like that. I want to design a cloak for her as well, and I also need to design her weapon. She fights with a rapier, which is a type of sword. I really need to design those things. I won't include that in the video because as I'm recording this, I haven't done that yet. So yeah, at some point I will definitely get around to designing those things, but for now we're just gonna focus on her and her character design. So the footage that we're seeing now is like me taking, like I said, I had my first 2 ideas, and I took them and like mashed them together, like elements of them. It's mostly of the design that I did on paper, and the top is like, I wouldn't call it the corset part, but like the torso is from the design the first design I did on my iPad. So I really took elements that I liked from both designs and put them together, and it ended up looking really cute, I think. Like she's a little scary, but it's a cute kind of scary. Also, you are going to see that her shoes change in this speed paint. I despised her shoes, and I went into a separate canvas and redid her shoes. You'll see it in like a few seconds. The shoes are going to look completely different, but I'm very glad I redesigned the shoes. I added some makeup to her as well, just to, make her look pretty. I mean, not that she's pretty without makeup. She's beautiful just the way she is. You will see the speed paint of me working on the shoes, but that's very short. I think it's like only a minute. And then you will also see a 30-second speed paint of me working on the back of her design. These are like little notes that those are the shoes that I completely changed. And here is her finished design. And now we're moving on to our 2 shorter speed paints. Like I said, this one is only like 30 seconds. It's the back of her outfit. It's very messy. I was tired working on this, and you're gonna see that I gave her fishnets in this. I originally wanted to give her fishnets, but I thought it would just clutter everything. So yeah, I added all the details, added her vision on the back, colored it in really quick, and so yeah, that's just the back of her design. Looks really cute, I think. And now we're going on to the speed paint of her shoes, and then we're going to move on to a finished, rendered, full body picture of her. And so let's talk about her lore a little bit. So like I said, her name is Sonia. She's about 18, 19 years old. She, like I said, she has a dendrovision. She's from Shizhnaya. She has a twin brother. His name is Sergei, and I need to redesign him as well. I'm definitely going to make a video of him, another character, and I don't know. He needs a redesign desperately. But, so yeah, her name is Sonia. I already said that. Just ignore my rambling. So, she is a Fatui Harbinger, like I said. I'm debating whether she's going to be the new number 6, or if I'm going to place her at number 10, because I'm pretty sure the number 10 spot is empty, or we just don't know who number 10 is. Or maybe we do, and I'm just being really, really dumb and not paying attention to the lore. But, so yeah, she's a Fatui Harbinger, and in my head, she was trained by Capitano, pre-Natlan, before he snuffed it, sorta. But, he trained her before she became a Fatui Harbinger, like when she was around 16 or so. For like 2 years, he trained her. And, my story for her is that she was experimented on by Dottore. Long story short, he surgically removed her heart and replaced it with an artificial one. So yay, we love Dottore. Not really. I don't understand why people like him. He's a complete maniac and should be executed by decapitation in front of everything. Please ignore my sudden rambling about Dotoria. Anyway, let's get back to Sonia, shall we? So, like I said, he experimented on her and all of that. She became a Fatui Harbinger, either number 6 or number 10. Like I said, I don't know yet. But, Capitano, I haven't decided how yet. He had received some sort of vision from somebody about her. And the vision was that she could go down one of two paths, being one where she achieves greatness and becomes more powerful than any of the Fatui Harbingers. And the other half was that she would just be the cause of death and destruction. And so that's basically her story, kinda. And she basically starts to go down the not so good path when she finds out, hey, my master hasn't returned to Snezhnaya. I'm gonna go looking for him and basically commit massive manslaughter to track him down and find him when she doesn't know he's kinda dead in the Night Kingdom or something like that. I don't remember the details, but yeah, he's not gonna come back for a while. I do believe he will become playable, but yeah, like, he's not gonna come back anytime soon, Sonia. Also, random side note, I do think she would have some sort of, relationship, with Tartaglia. I don't even like him that much, but I thought it would be a fun dynamic. I imagine they would spar together, which he would definitely like. So yeah, there's a little thing going on between them, stuff like that. They're both battle maniacs, so they have that in common. We're running a little low on time, so I'm just going to quickly tell you about her fighting style, or what I think it would be. I'm talking really, really fast, holy crap. I feel like her fighting style, like, obviously she's Dendro. She, like I said, she uses a rapier. She has a very elegant fighting style, very classy, and just almost dancer-like kind of fighting style. And like I imagine like her skill or her burst, she like summons like giant roses and rose vines and thorns like out of the ground to like crush people. So yeah, that's how I imagine her fighting style would be. I feel like she'd have a really cool boss fight too. So yeah, maybe I should design a boss fight outfit for her. That would be really, really fun. But yeah, that's Sonia. I hope you guys like her design. I am working on a art fight video soon. Well, I gotta wait until art fight is done, so I have like all my art like ready for it. And if you guys want to do friendly fires or attacks, like I said at the beginning, please do. I am really loving art fight so far, and for everybody who's participating in art fight, I hope you guys are as well. I'm gonna leave you guys to watch the rest of the speed paint and the final art at the end. And I'm gonna go because my voice is tired, so bye!